Hello, this is Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make the Libby Beanie in a child size. So this would fit, I would say, maybe like age 4 through 10. I do have a larger size beanie tutorial. This is for the adult size. I will put a little card up here. If you'd like to make the adult size, you can click on that. And I will also put that in the description box below. And probably tomorrow I will have a video for a smaller size, which would be toddler. And that's what this one looks like. It's the same pattern, it's just different counts for stitches. So if you'd like to make this one, I will put this in the description box below as well, and I'll also put a card up there when it's ready. It will probably be a day after this one comes out. All right, but today we're going to do the child size, and what you will need is, well, for this one I used a size 5 yarn, which is a bulky yarn. I used Premier Color Fusion Chunky, and this is size 5 bulky. It has 109 yards in each skein, and I had this much left. So I used about 90 yards for the child size hat. Okay, and today I'm going to use Sprightly yarn, which is discontinued. So if you don't have this on hand already, you probably won't get it, but it's the same size yarn. It's a size 5 bulky, and it is also 109 yards per skein. All right, so you could use any size 5 yarn. You could even probably use a size 6, but it's just up to you. So whatever you'd like. Or you could hold 2 strands of size 4 together. All right, for our hook, we are going to use a size 8mm, and this works up really fast. It's really easy. I would say if you're a confident beginner, you can definitely make this hat. And besides the yarn and the hook, you will need a yarn needle to sew in your ends, a pair of scissors, and if you'd like to use a faux fur pom, I'm going to use this one today, or you can make your own pom or just leave it as is as a beanie. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with the brim. We'll work it in rows and then put it together and then turn the hat and start working up this way. So let's start with the brim. We're going to make a slip knot, and we will chain up 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And from here we are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then we're going to place 1 single crochet in every chain across. So we will have a total of 6 single crochet after round 1. 4, 5, and 6. All right, so here we are with round 1. And for round 2, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And now round 2, we are going to repeat. I'm going to do a total of 40 rows. That is approximately 17 to 18 inches long, and that's about what you would need for a child size. I mean, maybe like 16 to 18 inches. It just really depends, and that's before it's stretched out. So if you'd like to follow what I'm doing, I will do 40 total rows. You can do more or less, but I would suggest just do them in multiples of 2. All right, so for round 2, this will be our repeat row through the 40. We are going to single crochet in every stitch across, but we're just going to do the back loop only so that it gives it some texture. So normally we go through the stitch like this. You can see the top of the stitch. We go through both pieces. Here's the front loop. Here's the back loop. Front loop, back loop. We're just going to go through the back loop. All right, so single crochet into the back loop of every stitch across. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make sure you get into that last one, 6. So that's round 2 or row 2, and then we're just going to repeat that. So chain 1 and turn your work, and starting with 3, we're going to single crochet in every back loop all the way across. All right, so I will do my 40 rows. You can pause the video and do yours, and I'll meet you back at the end of your 40th row. Make sure that you're counting them because it's going to be important once we start the hat. And And like I said, if you're going to make it larger, the brim larger or smaller, just kind of measure it around the child's hat that you're making it for, and you just do it in multiples of 2. So like if you need 38 instead or 42, that's fine. All right, so I'll see you back after your rows. All right, and here we are after round 40 or row 40. So from here we are going to slip stitch these 2 ends together, and to do that I just chain up 1 and turn, and I put this on with this one. So we are going to go through both sides. So let's put our hook through here, and then we're going to pick up this last chain on the other side. This is where we started, so these are chains, not stitches, and then this side is stitches. And you're just going to slip stitch across each one, so we should have a total of 6. So go through here and make sure you're going through the opposite side. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that will put the brim together. And now we kind of have a bump here, so you might want to just turn that inside out. You don't have to, but you can. And then just turn your work like this, and we will start working in the round. All right, so we're going to start with round 1 for the hat portion. And for that, we are going to chain up 2, and we're going to double crochet in every row around. So if you remember your number, I did 40. You may have done something different, but we need to do that many double crochets around. And the best way to find those is, here's, like, you can see the bump row and then the row that's not a bump, and then, you know, like the textured rows. So there's textured, not textured, textured, not textured, and you're going to go into the top of each of those. So let's start with this very first textured row, and we're going to go into the top of that and do our double crochet. And then next we'll go into the row that's not textured and just go right through the top and double crochet. And then you can see there's like a hole here at the top of the textured row, so just go right in there. And then not textured, there's a hole there. So that's what you're going to do all the way around for round 1, and you should have 40 stitches if that's what you started with at the end, and I will see you back then. And at the end of the round 1, we are going to slip stitch into the very first double crochet that we made, not that chain 2, but the top of the double crochet. And we will move on to round 2. So for round 2, we're going to chain up 2, and we're going to do double crochets around the post. So normally we would go through the stitch up here. We're going to go around the post instead. So this is your first post right here. We're going to start with a front post double crochet. So yarn over and just put your hook underneath that post like that. Just go around the back and back out the front. And then you just do your double crochet as normal. Yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's the front post, and then we're going to alternate. We're going to do front post, back post, front post, back post. So back post double crochet, you yarn over and you come through the back. Like we're going to go around this post here. You come through the back and you end up in the back. So this is what it looks like from the back. This is what it looks like from the front. And you just yarn over, pull through, and do your double crochet. The backs are a little bit hard to get used to if you've never done them before, just because it's awkward. It's not difficult, it's just like awkward. So let's do a couple more together. The next one will be a front post. So yarn over, go around the post, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. And now the next one will be a back post. So we're going to come through the front. And if you want to turn your work instead and do it like that, you can do it like that. It doesn't matter, whatever's easiest for you. I usually did it like that, and now I can just kind of do it from the front. So you go through the front and you end up, for back post, you end up in the back. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, let's do one more set together. So this one will be your front post. So for front post, you go through and you end up in the front. And for back post, you go through and end up in the back. So I hope that makes sense. If you need a little bit more time, I do have a video for front post, back post double crochet. I'll put it up here or in the description box below. But this will be your round 2, and you can pause and do yours, and I'll see you afterward. When you get around to the end of round 2, you should end with a back post double crochet. Even if you did a different number than me, you should end with that because we all worked in multiples of 2. All right, so then go ahead and slip stitch to the very top of the front, or the first front post that we did. And that's round 2 done. So for round 3, we are going to chain up 1, and we're going to do a puff stitch in this very first stitch. So for a puff stitch, you're going to want to get some loose, like some give there. Okay, because we're going to be pulling through several loops. It's really easy, but if you do it tightly, you're not going to be able to get through. So just give yourself some room there, and we're just going to yarn over and go in this first stitch and pull up a loop, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So yarn over and go back into that same stitch there, pull up a loop, and now you'll have 5 loops on your hook. And we're going to do 1 more time. So like I said, make sure you have some room in there. Yarn over and go through the same stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. And now you have 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 7. And it should be easy. If it's not, just redo it. You've just done it too tightly. That's all. It was difficult for me to get used to that when I first started crocheting. It was really hard to pull through. But once you give yourself some room, it's real simple. And normally after a puff stitch, we chain 1 to close it up, but we're not going to do that. We're actually just going to go into the next stitch here and do a single crochet. And that will close it just fine. All right, so that will be our pattern around. We'll do a puff stitch and single crochet, puff stitch, single crochet. So let me do 1 more with you. We're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook. Remember, pull up and give yourself some space there. Yarn over and go back into that same stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. You have 5 loops on your hook. And we'll do it 1 more time. Yarn over, go into the same stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. 7 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 7. And then we'll do a single crochet in the next stitch. All right, so for round 3, go ahead and finish up, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, at the end of round 3, you should end with a single crochet in the last stitch. And we will slip stitch to the top of the very first puff stitch that we made to end round 3. Here's where you're at. Okay, so for rounds 4, 5, and 6, we're just going to repeat each of those 1 more time. So for round 4, we're going to chain up 2. And we're going to do a double crochet in every stitch around. Okay, and then for row 5, you're going to do the front post, back post, and for round 6, you're going to do the puff stitch. So I will put that on the screen, just a repeat of what you're going to do for rounds 4, 5, and 6, and then I will meet you back after 6, where we will start to decrease the hat and finish off. I just finished up round 4, and I just wanted to come back before 5 when we do the front post, back post, to make sure that you're going into the first post and not the chain 2 from the round before, because that also looks like a post there. So once you chain up 2, make sure you go into, this is the very first post there, and you'll do your front post here, and then you'll do your back post in the next. Okay, so that will be round 5. Repeat, and then for round 6, that's when you'll do the puff stitch and single crochet. So I will see you after round 6. And here we are at the end of round 6. So I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the first puff stitch, and here's what we should have. Okay, a lot of texture in here, and we're going to start decreasing the hat. So for round 7, we're going to chain up 2. And we're going to do a decrease in the first 2 stitches, which is double crochet 2 together. So yarn over and go into the first stitch like you're doing a regular double crochet. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. But before pulling through those last two, we're going to go into the next stitch. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. And that is double crocheting 2 together, or decreasing. And then we will do a double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, just a regular double crochet, and then in the next. And that will be our repeat pattern around. We're going to do a decrease, so I'll do one more with you. Double crochet 2 together, go in, yarn over and pull through 2. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and go into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, 3 loops left, yarn over and pull through all 3. And then a double crochet in the next stitch and one more in the next. So that's your repeat pattern all the way around, and at the end of round 7 you should have 30 stitches. I'll see you after that. Coming up to the end of the round here, and if you did the same amount of stitches that I did, you should end with your 2 double crochets. If you did a different number of stitches and you end with like the decrease or 1 double crochet, that's okay, it's no big deal. Alright, so we will slip stitch to the top of the first that we made, and for round 8 we are going to chain up 2, and we're going to start with a double crochet decrease again, or double crochet 2 together. So go ahead and do that, and then we will double crochet in the next stitch. And that will be your repeat pattern around, a decrease and then a double crochet. And I'm going to stay and do this round with you. I just wanted to tell you thank you so much for watching, and I hope you are enjoying this project. If you're subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming back for more videos. I have a lot on my channel, over 100 right now, pattern videos, yarn videos, giveaways, all kinds of tutorials. So if you're not subscribed, if you'd like to take a look and see if it's something that you'd be interested in, I'm happy to have you. Or if you just want to check out some of the other videos, I have all kinds of projects. It's not just hats and scarves, there's blankets and small projects too. I mean, bookmarks and book covers, and I don't know, I mean, so many different things, kitchen things, decor. So take a look. And also, if you I can't remember what I just did. Oh, if you could please like and comment on this video, that would help me out greatly too. YouTube's algorithm is kind of funny. It's like sometimes they put your videos in front of people and sometimes they don't, but the more engagement you have, like with comments and likes, the more they put it in front of people. So I would appreciate that. Plus, I always just like to read the comments and see how you liked the project, or what kinds of yarn you used, what colors, who you made it for. Any questions you can put in the comments below. I always reply, so I can help you if you have questions or suggestions. I'm happy to read those. Alright, so let's slip stitch when we get back to the beginning. And here's where our hat should be. And we just have 1 round left. So let's chain up 2. And we're just going to do decreases around. Oh, and at the end of round 8, you should have 20 stitches if you're doing the same count as me. So for here, for round 8, we're going to just decrease in every stitch around, and you should have a total of 10 when you get back to the beginning. So I'll just stay and do those quickly. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I learned mostly on YouTube, so I try to give back by making video tutorials that people can look at, because I know I'm a visual learner and a lot of people are. And I take the extra time to put the pattern on the screen as well, because I know it's easier to follow along if you have both. So once again, thanks for being here, and it's a lot of work putting these together, but I feel like it's worth it. Alright, coming back around. And here's my 10th one. Alright, and then we will slip stitch to the very first, not this chain 2, but the very first stitch. And there's our beanie. So from here we are going to, let me get my scissors. We're going to tie off, so you can do a chain and then just leave kind of like a long tail to sew up the top of your hat. And go ahead and thread your needle with that tail. And to close up the top of the hat, I just go underneath each stitch. I usually just go through like the front loop, but you could go through both parts of the loop if you want. Just make sure you get into each stitch around. And then pull it tightly to close it up like a drawstring. And from here I just kind of go underneath and across like this ring here a couple times to pull it tight, you know, make sure it's tight. And then you can go like right through the middle here where the top of the hat is, or anywhere really, and pull through. And then we can actually, when I'm in here, I go through a few stitches again, just kind of go back and forth a couple different ways. Pull tight. And then you can make a knot with your yarn. And go ahead and cut. And then if you'd like to put a faux fur pom or a yarn pom, you could do that, or you could just leave it as is. I'm going to put a pom on here, but I won't do it on here. I have a video for that, so if you need help learning how to do that, I will put that video up here and also in the description box below. But there you go, there's your hat. Where's my little pom? I think I'm going to do this one on here. Go out a little bit, but yeah, thank you again for being here. Please like, comment, subscribe. I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope you have a really great day. Thank you so much. Also, if you make any of my projects and you'd like to tag me in them, I am at Creations Misfit on Instagram and TikTok. So have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Bye.